the week, and there might not be a bigger one in the entire country in high school football tonight. 8-0 Hough on the road here at 7-1 Myers Park. I'm with Armand Brody. I'm Darren Vaught. We're so glad you're here with us on the game of the week. AB, this one is basically for the conference with just one regular season game to be played after this.
And it's senior night. What a huge night. Can't you feel it? Penalties and turnovers are going to be a factor. But then you have the specifics of this ball game for Hough. Can they make Myers Park one-dimensional? And Myers Park, with that great defensive line, can they get to quarterback Ethan Royal here tonight?
It is set to be a massive one. A huge home crowd is very excited for our WCCB Game of the Week, which is presented by Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. By North Carolina Public Health. We are NC Public Health. Everywhere, every day, everybody. Visit ncdhhs.gov. By Bodyworks Plus Collision Repair Center, keeping families safe since 1998. And by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit fredcaldwellchevy.com. A huge conference bout when we return on the Game of the Week. Undefeated Hough at Myers Park, 7-1 record. One of the best turnarounds of any high school football program in the area. A team that was 4-6 a season ago. A big, big matchup on our Game of the Week. Hough won the opening kickoff and decides to give it to Myers Park to begin things. And AB, that means Chaz Portis, a dangerous man in gray, number 1, is back deep to receive.
You are right about that. An opportunity to see if this Myers Park offensive line can be as dominant as they've been all year.
And it is Portis's, starting from the 7. Well, he dropped it and then had to pick it up, so he's brought down to the ground at about the 17. Jackson Heath, who leads the team in tackles for Hough, in on the play.
A lot of nerves out here tonight, right?
Well, I mean, that's an interesting one because I think you're thinking the same way I am, that special teams could be a huge X factor in this game, and that effectively took a return opportunity away from Chaz Portis, who's one of the best kick returners in the area.
No doubt about it.
So here's the Myers Park offense, led by Ramir Watson. New to them this year as their starting quarterback, 57% completion percentage, on the year. And the snap goes high and behind him. Watson fields it on a bounce and is now running away from everybody back to the 10-yard line and slung down to the ground. Charles Puckett, the sophomore linebacker, in on the tackle.
Close to the line of scrimmage.
A rough start for Myers Park here. You get a muff on the kickoff, and then you get trouble with the snap here. Both teams have to settle down. I think there's a flag down.
There is. And it is a hold against the offense. That's predictable with the way that developed and Watson trying to escape trouble.
And credit to Watson. He has to make something happen here after the snap. You see it's going to sail on him. And he just does a good job of running this thing down, and he ends up inside the 5, gets a couple of blocks, and tries to make his way out past the 10-yard line. But, of course, there was that hope, but you have to give Watson credit for making what could have been a disaster into less so.
The penalty backs it up by a couple more yards than the original spot. Well, one more because they reset it by a yard. So Watson originally was brought down at the 10. The spot is at the 9 now. And it is 1st and long. So now it looks like they've got it squared away. So the penalty was accepted. It should have been just a 10-yard penalty. And they do have it marked off now, so 1st and long. Watson alone in the backfield. Fakes one way, goes the other, finds Chaz Portis on a screen. And he gets just past the 10-yard line, gain of a few.
Watson to Portis.
Good way to get Myers Park started after a challenging start with some of these issues they've had. Hough brings a blitz and just a quick, simple screen. Get it out to Portis in space and see if he can make a play.
Josh Falzarano, the lead back for this Myers Park team, is with Watson now. Falzarano just over 900 yards on the season, averages 112 per game. On 2nd and long, though, Watson steps up. He'll take it himself up to the 20-yard line and cannot escape the tackle. So he's brought down past the original line of scrimmage. It's still going to be about 3rd and 8.
Hough with just 3 down linemen, and they play zone coverage on the back end. They're playing heavy coverage here to start, and that creates a huge hole up the middle of the field for Watson to run. Both these quarterbacks have confidence with their legs. It'll be something to watch tonight with all this talent on the field.
Watson on the season about 8.5 yards per carry when he takes off with it. So it'll be 3rd and 7, it looks like here. Watson heaves it down the sideline, and it's caught by Portis. He steps out of bounds past midfield. 1st down, Myers Park.
How about the arm talent here? Look at how the quarterback launches this thing. Portis has his man beat the entire time with great speed and picks up that big 1st down. Got past Jackson Heath.
It's a Body Works plus 1st down for the Mustangs, and that is a huge 3rd down conversion. All the way to the Hough 44-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 again. Watson a look to the sideline. He's got 4 wide.
He didn't get the playoff.
Yeah. And Myers Park got the timeout called in time, so head coach Chris James escapes more penalty yardage there. So a big bomb of a pass achieves the 1st down, Armand, and negates some early mistakes that on the surface anyways look like they might be jitters. This is a huge football game for this Myers Park team.
Yeah, rough start, but this makes up for it. Hough does send a linebacker, but you've got Portis in man coverage. And if you've got Portis in man coverage one-on-one, you feel confident that he can make a play on the outside. Great over-the-shoulder catch as he worked on Jackson Heath, had him beat the entire way, and a great pass from the quarterback to drop it in the bucket.
This is a big-time environment for a Friday night. You mentioned it earlier, senior night for Myers Park. They have 26 of those. on their roster, all honored pregame. Many of them committed to play football at the next level when they get to their respective colleges. Josh Falzarano steps to the outside and nearly got to the corner without being out of bounds. And it'll be a gain of 6 or 7 on the carry.
We saw him on the field, Darren, before the game, and we were impressed by just how thick he is. I don't know how he gets through that mass of humanity right there as he skitters to the outside and picks up a nice gain.
6 on the gain for Falzarano, his first carry. The lead back by a wide margin for this Mustangs team. Now Watson rolls by design, throws, and finds Portis at the sideline and did not get inbounds. Incomplete.
Chaz Portis.
You can see the speed of Chaz Portis and how it's going to impact this game. They originally said incomplete. Now they're saying catch. At least that's the announcement from public address.
Yeah. And now some deliberation between the officials here to determine if that was in fact the case. Okay, they are adjusting the chains. Okay, so the initial indication is true. Incomplete pass. Portis had a foot out of bounds. And now it's 3rd down and 4.
3rd down for the Mustangs.
And now maybe an inadvertent whistle there. So now Mustangs are going to get a chance to reset here on 3rd down. Watson drops back, pressure coming. He unleashes it. It's tipped up and picked off. Interception by Smoke Samari Matthews, his 2nd of the season for the Texas commit.
Hough will take over deep in their own end.
One of the questions in this game, how much would Myers Park test Samari Matthews? He is an outstanding cornerback. Great ball skills. The pass is underthrown, and Matthews is right there to pick it off. There's a reason they call it Smoke Island. People do not throw his way. That's why he only has that one interception coming into the game, and now he has number 2.
That was a matchup we were both, I know, eager to see coming into the night. That was intended for Brody Keith, who's committed to play at the next level at Duke, a star wide receiver for Myers Park. So now the first look at the Hough offense, and it's a handoff that goes over the middle for a handful.
For the Huskies, that's Jamarian Morrison.
Jamarian Morrison, the sophomore, gets the carry. They're led by Ethan Royal, his first season as the quarterback. Quickly gets rid of it, and it drops incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and about 4.
Question for Myers Park in this game. They have 2 outstanding defensive linemen, Rodney Dunham and Damod Lewis. Can those 2 get to the quarterback Royal and make life miserable for him throughout this game?
Royal has some scrambling capabilities as well. He's actually the leading rusher for this Huskies team. Third down for Hough. Royal gives to Morrison to the outside, or rather he faked the handoff, kept it himself, and gains a couple of yards, is stopped shy of the 1st down marker.
Brought down by Orlando Brown.
It's a big stop for Myers Park. We talked about it with both coaches, specifically Hough, coming into this game. So they do give him the 1st down.
24.
It's another Body Works plus 1st down. That is not certainly what the indication on the field looked
short
like.
To me, Darren. Obviously short.
And this is an interesting formation here. Little bunch, 4 wide receivers on the left of your screen for the Huskies. And they drop it to Jaden White for a screen. And He is swarmed back behind the 20-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 20. There was a flag out as well.
It's got to be a hold on Hough. This is just great physicality here by Portis. You see the hold right there, and the official throws the flag. Myers Park read this play so beautifully. They were there to mess that one up immediately.
Hough trying to get the football to Jaden White, who has been their leading receiver this season.
Jaden has been a definite bright spot.
And there's the indication. The hold is declined, so Myers Park defensively is going to take the down as opposed to the distance, although there's not a huge difference in the distance. It'll be 2nd and 15.
What can Hough get out of their running game here tonight, in addition to whatever their quarterback is going to do?
It's another run for the Huskies. Morrison again past the 20-yard line and is dropped after a gain of 2 or 3.
Well, we asked the question, and you just talked about it, Darren, the fact that Hough's top runner is indeed their quarterback, Ethan Royal. He's going to have to play within the game here tonight, take the game as it comes and take what the defense gives him. The kind of talent he's coming across here up front for Myers Park is going to put demands on him. He's going to have to deliver not just with his legs tonight, but with his arm as well.
3rd and 13. Royal dumps it down low. Mason Pearsall Brown gets to the edge, and they get the first down.
Royal finds number 18, Pearsall Brown, underneath.
It's a great play call, too, there by Hough. You get Pearson Brown coming on a crossing route across the middle of the field, wide open, finding great space up the field for that first down.
Just a freshman, big conversion for the Huskies, and now it's a handoff, a run straight up the guts. And a first down there as well. Kynes Tenon with his first carry of the night gets the Bodyworks Plus first down.
Getting that one past Rodney Dunham. A good read by the quarterback. Got Dunham to bite and then handed that one off for the first down.
Some tempo for the Huskies here. Now in Myers Park territory at the 47. Royal keeps it and drops to a knee after a gain of a yard. So 2nd and 9 coming up.
Royal on the
I think
keeper.
it says something about Royal, the fact that they trust him to run the football like this. I mean, at some point you do have to also let a quarterback be who he is. And I think that goes into the thinking from Hough, head coach Deshaun Baker and this staff. You want him to be a great passer. You want him to find his receivers on the outside and make good reads. But he's a playmaker too, and you have to encourage that also.
Oh, way high snap on 2nd and 9. Royal has to fall on it all the way back at the 38-yard line.
In games like these, penalties, turnovers, and special teams always end up making a factor. This snap is super high, and just a smart decision there by the quarterback, Royal, of falling on it, not trying to make a play after the fact, take the loss and live to fight another down.
Now it's going to be 3rd and 25 for the Huskies.
That gives this defensive line all kinds of confidence to come after the quarterback here.
Royal to throw. 3rd and long over the middle, and it drops incomplete. Nobody there for Hough, and it's 4th and forever.
Sending out the punt team.
We are seeing the nerves here. High snaps on both sides. These teams are going to have to settle into this football game. And the team that does that first may be the team that ends up on top here.
Chaz Portis back to receive the punt for Myers Park. He stands at about the 25-yard line. He's returned to punt for a touchdown already this season. Also a kickoff return for a score. Portis is a dynamic returner. snap, bobbled by the punter and sent straight up into the air right at midfield. Couple of Hough, or rather Myers Park bounces, and then it's down. This will be really good field position in plus territory for the Mustangs. Still the first quarter in a scoreless game, but look at our battle between quarterbacks. Hough's Ethan Royal and Myers Park's Ramir Watson, both, as you mentioned earlier, Armand, dangerous with their feet. And the 1st and 10 play for Myers Park is a handoff to Josh Falzerano. He tried to get to the outside, manages 3 yards on the carry as he's brought down by Jason Wilkerson.
I want to follow up on that graphic you folks just saw. We were talking with these coaches, and Deshaun Baker told us, and I think it's appropriate for both quarterbacks, not just Ethan Royal, use your feet when you have to, not necessarily when you want to. One of these quarterbacks is going to have to make a big play in this game here tonight. Who will it be?
Second and 7 now. Watson quickly gets rid of it. Portis wasn't ready. He was unaware that that pass was coming as quickly as it did.
You're absolutely right about that. Portis had it hit him. He was not ready there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down here for Myers Park quickly. With this good field position, it's important for Myers Park to take advantage of the opportunity presented from the shank punt by Hough.
And that is a perfect emblem of what we've seen so far early in this game. Just a ton of unforced errors for both sides. 3rd and 7 here for Myers Park. Watson alone in the backfield. Splits defenders, trying to run right through the line, and is wrapped up by Ryan Peterson, a sophomore middle linebacker for Hough.
This is a moment here where you wonder, could the quarterback have taken a little bit more time to see something down the field? He takes off quickly there, Watson does, and it goes right back to what we were just talking about. You don't have to be the hero. Both coaches emphasize that to these quarterbacks coming into this game. Make the smart, easy play. That time Watson gave up a little too quickly.
Ran right into several bodies. A flag is out right away on the punt, which is down to near the 5, but we'll see what the penalty indication is.
Downs and inside the 10-yard line, but let's check the flag.
It's been a bumpy start.
I think that's safe to say for just about everybody involved, except the student section for Myers Park.
They're smooth.
They're decked out in a bunch of highlighter, bright colors. Energetic.
There's another section in black over here, too.
I mean, it is a scene here. So Chris James of Myers Park is being consulted.
That's an
So
illegal
it's against
substitution
Hough,
on
an illegal substitution.
That'll back him up.
You see one man is running off the field there
Back inside
super
the
late.
5-yard
Officials caught
line.
that one and threw the flag, and that's going to back him up even more.
So that was down to near the 5. And with half the distance to the goal, they must have ruled that to the 6 because the spot is now the 3-yard line.
Cannot afford to have a bad snap here. It goes over your head. It's a safety more than likely.
Royal out of the shotgun. High snap, but he reels it in, and it's a handoff over the middle.
That's 20.
It'll be a slight gain for Marvin Reed on his first carry. That does give them a little bit of breathing room.
I'll tell you what, the victory on this play is this snap. Good job by the quarterback of bringing that one in. We had just talked about the trouble with the snap both teams have been having here. Hough lucky to get out alive there.
Gain of about 4. Up to their own 7-yard line. Royal keeps it, tries to go off tackle left, and Hank Thrasher brings him down. Number 44 for Myers Park, a staple of this defense for the Mustangs for a few years now.
Hough has gotten off to good starts throughout the season. If you're Myers Park's defense, you want to make them work every possession. Nothing comes easy. With a long drive like this, Hough is going to have to prove that they can go down the field against this talented defensive line of Myers Park here.
Another third down, 3rd and 4. The Huskies move 10 in from one side to the other of the quarterback Royal. It's a play fake and a quick toss to Jaden White. And wow, he is bullied at the first down marker and does manage to get enough to move the sticks.
On the slip pass.
Do a great job of moving him around. You look at Hines, and Hines gets the initial hit on him, but that's just great effort. Staying on his feet there to fight for that first down.
It's another Body Works plus first down for the Huskies. They needed 4. They got 5.
That should not have been a first down. That's just great individual effort there by Jaden White.
White has had a remarkable year. And now it's another run play, and that is, well, that's eliminated. Camden Portis on the tackle, the Miami commit.
Watch Portis come up here, come crashing down, stays home. Good discipline defensively. Reading that play well, staying home, and then coming in to make that nice tackle, cutting down the back.
So 10 in, dropped on the carry for no gain, 2nd and 10. Tannen splits out, and it's dropped down low. White trying to spin out of a tackle, unable to do so, and he's brought down by Bakari Cisse.
There's very little Jaden White cannot do for this team. He's fast, he's a good route runner, has good hands, and you're seeing it already. They are moving him all over the place. They're going to make a concerted effort throughout the night to get Jaden White the football. They're moving him around a lot pre-snap, giving Myers Park a lot to think about.
Hough has been behind schedule for most of their possessions so far in this game, but they're 3 for 4 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 10 here. That's White in motion. Royal steps up. He's got some space and runs right into Thrasher, who wraps him up for the solo tackle.
That is a win for Myers Park's defense.
First quarter in.
That is a legendary tackle brought to you by Queen City Home Store, taking on the toughest stains at home with the toughest washers in the game. And that is how we conclude the first quarter of action. Still no score. Hough at Myers Park for the conference.
Here to help create memorable experience.
Fourth down and Hough to punt it away as we begin our second quarter on the WCCB Charlotte High School Football Game of the Week. Bailey Nelson again drops the long snap, has to pick up and run with it, and he's driven back at the 10-yard line. That's where Myers Park will take over.
It's just been a disaster at times here for Hough. Get a shank punt before, and this one is just dropped by the punter. And Myers Park is coming full speed, and he does all he can to try and make something happen after that. But once that ball is dropped, Myers Park is there to swarm him, and now the Mustangs have excellent field position. They are ready to score here if they can make something happen in the red zone.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line. Now for the Mustangs, looking for the first score for either side. Josh Falzerano tripped up in the backfield. Good solo tackle by Jackson Heath.
Jackson Heath, number 3.
And we've talked about him a lot already, but Chaz Portis is our Fred Caldwell Chevrolet speed check. Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit FredCaldwellChevy.com. We've talked about him and his return prowess and his skill, his ability in space. But because of some weird special teams plays, he's not really had opportunity. Here comes a blitz, and Watson throws it away, out of bounds, incomplete. Charles Puckett just waded right through everybody.
Falzerano's a good running back. They leak him out of the backfield here, and you see the blitz coming straight at the quarterback. And even though Falzerano had a step, that blitz coming wrecks that entire play. There was no way Ramir Watson was going to get that one to Falzerano with the blitz coming from Hough.
Third down, Watson on a screen. Portis hit a couple of times and brought down by Ryan Peterson ultimately.
L.J. Porter gets things going here, the East Carolina commit. Watch him come in and make the initial hit on the replay here. Comes crashing in, fighting through a block to slow him down, and then his teammate is able to help clean things up. There is great speed defensively on both these teams.
Now it'll be a 34-yard field goal attempt. James Remsman. It's a line drive, and it is through the uprights, and it's 3-0, Myers Park.
That is the power of having a punter who is unable to hold on to the football. It sets Myers Park up inside the 20-yard line, and even though they don't get much progress, they're in comfortable field goal range to take the lead. And this is the kind of game we expect. We expect this game to be physical, could be in the teens here tonight in terms of a final score, and we expect a close matchup, and so every point will count. Turnovers and penalties, all of it will matter in a game like this.
This kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. The 5th field goal made this season by James Remsman.
Remsman will kick it. Number 9 for Hough. Matthews is deep.
Remsman sets up for the kickoff. And they keep it low. So it's pulled in at the 10-yard line. White navigates, and he's down at the 34.
6 Jaden White returns it for the Huskies out past.
Kind of like a pick your poison, right? You don't want Samari Matthews to touch it. The Texas commit. Instead, White gets it, and he's trouble too.
What's happening?
Both of these teams similarly dangerous, both turning the football over defensively and on special teams.
Another thing to think about as this game continues is how physical both head coaches talked about physicality being a key word in this game, and we've seen that. Win matchups up front. Be more physical than the man in front of you.
1st and 10. Royal play fake over the middle, finds White right near midfield where he's first hit, and it's a first down now in plus territory. Another body works plus first down for the Huskies.
We talked about his speed. We talked about his route running ability. Quarterback got good protection. When you get White that kind of space, he's going to hurt you.
At the Myers Park 48 now. Nice snap, but pulled in. Ramsey takes off, nowhere to go, so he slides for a loss of 2.
Keeper slides down before Rodney Dunham can get there.
So Royal surveying after the read there. The initial read is one thing, but there's a second read you got to make.
Well, the high snap throws the rhythm of the play off, too.
Yeah.
And with the kind of speed that Myers Park has defensively, that play gets wrecked.
Outstanding experience and game day atmosphere for our fans and athletes.
And a timeout on the field.
Second quarter tonight brought to you by Cap Insurance Group, Hinson Electric.
This thing is delivered so far, maybe not quite in the way that we thought it would. Again, unforced errors from both sides. Really, an unforced error with the bobbled long snap on the punt being the entire reason that Myers Park was able to achieve the field goal.
I think both teams feel kind of lucky right now, right?
Yeah.
We have seen more foul-ups than big plays to this point. Both these teams sort of feeling each other out right now and holding on for dear life. But we talked about it with the coaches coming into this ball game. Myers Park talked about the fact that Hough makes big plays. If Myers Park can keep Hough from making the big plays in this game, it gives Myers Park increasing confidence as we go forward here.
Out of the timeout, it's 2nd and 12. Royal hands off Morrison. Nice carry, ushers it forward for about 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4.
That's one of the best jobs by this offensive line here in the first half. They created all kinds of space off the right side of that offensive line. When you're working against Ahmad Lewis and Rodney Dunham, you got to give it all you've got up front to keep those guys from getting into the backfield.
3rd and 5 here to be exact.
Watch how they use White. He's in the slot here, nearest to the offensive line.
Hough is 3 for 5 on thirds so far in this game. Royal drops back. Here comes pressure. Throws it over the middle. It's caught. Pearsall Brown again over to the 30-yard line. A first down. So he's got 2 catches, both 3rd down conversions for the freshman.
And both on crossing routes. Watch this again here. White crosses, Pearsall Brown crosses, gets wide open space underneath. You get Thrash to the linebacker chasing him and has enough space to pick up a nice gain and a first down.
Down to the 30. It's 1st and 10 again for the Huskies. With 2 receivers to either side. Royal hands off. Morrison, good patience, shuffles and sprints up the middle, banging down to the ground at the 20-yard line. And it's 10 yards exactly to move the chains.
And Morrison has gotten carries here tonight. We talked about the fact that their quarterback is their leading rusher. But when Morrison has gotten carries, he's been physical and he's found some room with that offensive line.
Jamarian Morrison, about 5 yards per carry this season. And again on 1st and 10. It's a pitch to Morrison. He splits defenders and falls forward for a medium gain.
Morrison again on the carry.
I don't know. Watch number 44 from Myers Park. Watch Jameer Anderson come and just wrestle him. Of course, Myers Park does a great job, but what you saw there was Hough trying to attack these linebackers and attack that defensive front of Myers Park, but the Mustangs break through it.
And the call is a hold against the Huskies, so that's coming back. I didn't initially see the flag come out, though the officials immediately huddled after that play.
Spot foul. Backs up the Huskies to about their 26.
Now it puts Hough in a little bit more of a predictable situation here, but even with this, you know Royal is a threat to run the football. So Myers Park has to account for that. When you have a quarterback that can run, it's almost like having 12 on 11. But that quarterback can do 2 things. There's no threat. Myers Park has to stay disciplined defensively here.
Alone in the backfield. Here comes White on the end around. It's a fake handoff, and Royal shuffles forward for a gain of 2 or 3.
Short yardage.
He didn't make the play there, but I love the way Hank Thrasher, number 44 from Myers Park, I love the way he gets after it as a middle linebacker. Watch him here in the middle of the field. He doesn't make the play, but he has great penetration. And he's able to mess things up a little bit and impede the progress of the running back so that that play goes nowhere.
Yeah, you said it. He didn't make the play, but he kind of did, forcing Royal back up the middle. Now on 2nd and long. Play fake. Royal floats it to the corner, and it is caught.
Royal.
Jameer Anderson to the end zone for 6.
Number 12, Holloway in the end zone.
2 things to point out. First of all, the pass, and watch the safety. Watch the safety. He's trying to get over. He does not. Anderson has his defender beat. And the question is he inbounds when he makes the catch? And I believe the answer is yes. That pass was placed perfectly towards the corner for Anderson to bring it in.
Johnson will try the PAT.
First receiving score of the season for the junior Anderson. The extra point is through, and it is 7-3. 10:25 remaining in the second quarter. Hough has its first lead. following the Hough touchdown. This kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. 6:21 remaining in the second quarter. Hough has scored now for the first time, 22 yards from Ethan Royal to junior Jameer Anderson for his first touchdown of the season.
Holloway to kick it off.
So Hough kicks it away, and Chaz Portis lets it bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Holloway's kick rolls into the end zone.
I want to go back to the touchdown here. Jameer Anderson is one of those guys. Deshaun Baker talked about the fact that he can do it all. H-back, wide receiver. He gets a step immediately on this touchdown, and you need the safety to get over there in time for Myers Park, and he cannot. I think that's Cam Guy. Could not get there in time. But it shows the kind of confidence that Hough has in Jameer Anderson with all the talent on this field. Jameer Anderson flies a little bit under the radar, but not here tonight. Makes a big play with a great catch for the touchdown for Hough.
And how about the throw by Ethan Royal?
Wasn't it nice?
Dotted. Perfect tempo. The trajectory, the touch. That's an exceptional play for the first score of the night for the Huskies. But it's back to Myers Park football. Amir Watson moves a man from one side of the line to the other. Falzarano receives a handoff and leans over top of the 20-yard line. So he does get 2 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 8.
We asked the question before this game started, could Hough make Myers Park one-dimensional? It's going to be something they'll have to continue to work through as this night progresses. But you want Myers Park to have to beat you with the pass, not the run. Falzarano has been so good this year, coming up on 1,000 yards. Can they shut him down and force Watson to beat them with his arm?
Portis in motion. It's a give. Falzarano bounces off of a man across the 40, and he's slung down. First down and then some for Myers Park.
Head coach Chris James said his guy Falzarano was like a bowling ball. Watch him just bam, bounce right there. I think he bounced off his own man, as a matter of fact. But then he's got this speed to the outside. Physical and quick.
It's like a bowling ball with a gnarly spin on it, the way he bounced out to the outside, right? You've seen the pros do it.
I can't
Some
do it.
bend in that, that route.
Called him a Maurice Jones-Drew type.
Yeah, that was quite the callback, right?
All right. Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now it's Falzarano again, up the gut on 1st and 10. And he gets a yard, maybe 2 before being brought down by a gang of tacklers.
Really good job there by Will Berlin, number 0, the defensive end here. Watch him get off the line of scrimmage untouched and is able to get good penetration into the backfield. That play had no shot. That's how you win pre-snap.
Charles Puckett, the final blow on the tackle there. The sophomore linebacker, number 13 in white, has been all over the field defensively. So it's a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Watson can't escape the trouble. Will Berlin brings him down for the sack.
Dropped for a loss by number 0, Will Berlin. There's also a
loss of 3, and it'll be 3rd and 11.
Holding on the Mustangs.
We'll see what this flag is about. It's probably a hold on Myers Park here. And it is.
And the penalty is accepted, it seems, after the legendary tackle brought to you by Queen City Home Store, taking on the toughest stains at home with the toughest washers in the game.
Myers Park trying to run a screen. Hough knew exactly what Myers Park wanted to do and forced all the chaos afterwards.
2nd and 17 instead now. And it's another handoff. Falzarano stopped just past the line of scrimmage.
And when you get a play like that, once again, I mean, Hough as a defense, they start pinning their ears back. Myers Park gets a lot of the talk for their talent on the defensive end, but so does Hough, and we've already seen it with the interception from Samari Matthews here.
Myers Park just 1 for 4 on third down conversions. This one is 3rd and 17. Watson steps up, fires it, and somehow overthrows Portis. That doesn't happen often.
This is number 1, Chaz Portis.
I say that as maybe a compliment to both the arm strength as well as the speed.
Got a man down. Just launches this thing, and you got Portis wide open, but you overthrow him by about 3 to 5 yards. Is that Watson?
Yeah, Watson is the shaken up player after taking a hit as he threw.
4th down for the Mustangs. Remsen out to punt.
So now it's 4th down. The punt team comes out anyway, and that'll give Watson a chance to get checked on.
Deep for the Huskies.
Let's hope he's all right. You know how much they rely on him as quarterback to launch. Man, I've been impressed with his arm strength here in this game tonight. To have him out of this game looks like it's not too serious. Let's hope not anyway. Get him back in there.
Caden Hornsby is back to receive, and he will return the punt for the Huskies. Couple of quick steps, little zigzag up to the 31-yard line.
Returns Remsen's punt, number 7. Camden Portis, very nice open field tackle.
I want to see how Hough here uses Jaden White. They've been moving him around. I think he really has an opportunity here for the rest of this game to be a star. If Hough can give their quarterback, from an offensive line perspective, the time he needs, White can make a lot of trouble for Myers Park's defense here in this game tonight. We also have not heard a lot yet from Rodney Dunham and Damon Lewis, I beg your pardon.
Dunham on the far side of the defensive line, number 14. Lewis, number 11, down in his stance. Royal quickly gets rid of the football out toward the sideline, and it's another catch by White.
Royal complete.
One of the ways to stay away from Dunham and Lewis is just quick throws like that. In a game like this, man, you got to rely on your playmakers. However that looks like, whatever that looks like, screen plays, quick out to the outside, you got to depend on your playmakers to make a play in space and see what they can do.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Morrison boulders over the middle. Forgive me, that's Marvin Reed on the carry. And he gets across the stick for the first down.
Get Damon Lewis on the outside here. And they're going to run up the middle, run away from him. Good job by that offensive line, holding a block long enough to give the back room for that first down.
Gain of 10 given the spot. And it's 1st and 10 at their own 44 for Hough. Another run up the chute. And another carry of 3 or 4 yards for the Huskies. There's Reed again.
That's 20 again. Reed.
We asked the question, where would Hough get productivity from the running game outside of their quarterback? And they're mixing it up a bit here, throwing some different guys at Myers Park, trying to wear down this defense a bit with physicality and good running.
2nd and 7. Royal to throw here. And he drops the football. It's recovered by Hough, but that is a huge loss. And Lewis and Dunham there combining forces on the pressure.
You knew at some point something was going to happen. Watched 14 and 11 just driving the offensive line back. Quarterback is able to twist away from Dunham, but Dunham knows he made a great play there to get to the quarterback and force that messed up play.
Sean Kennedy for the Huskies, right place, right time, able to just drop down onto it. He's one of the leaders of this team on the offensive line. Now 3rd and long. And Royal throws incomplete.
Royal throws incomplete to White. That stops the clock.
Boy, Hough is lucky here. The zone coverage, and I don't think the quarterback recognized it all that well. Just a four-man rush, and they are getting to him, but he had enough time, and I think that's just miscommunication between him and White, and Thrasher almost picked that thing off.
And so here is another Hough punt. They've had issues on the snap on their punts so far, both of them. But even if you get one off cleanly, you've got number 1 in gray on the other end of the field to worry about, Chas Portis. And whistles pre-snap.
Delay backs the Huskies up 5 more.
And a delay of game against the Huskies. They didn't get the snap off in time.
Myers Park should get good field position here. 39 seconds left in the half. Could be time to try and make something else happen here, depending on the return here from Portis.
So with 5 more yards of field in front of them, Bailey Nelson strides and boots it with his left. Portis allows it to bounce and be down near the 35, right at the 35.
Nelson's punt's gonna
another flag down, I believe.
roll dead, but we also got a flag
back near where the ball was punted.
Given the circumstances, that was a pretty good punt.
Right. To flip it back over to the 35 on the other side is not a bad outcome for the Huskies, who again are called for a penalty. It is declined, and it is Myers Park football.
They nail the punter here. Let's see.
Take over the 35.
I do think they ran into him, and I think that was the flag call.
Oh. Well, I didn't see the signal correctly, apparently. Doesn't really change the outcome much. It's still Myers Park ball at the 35.
We've got 29 seconds left here. How ambitious is Chris James and Myers Park looking to be here? Good to see Watson back out there.
First and 10 from the 35. Watson with Falzarano to his side. Brody Keefe, the man in motion. And Watson fakes the handoff, takes off with it himself, dragged down by Berlin initially from behind, who needed some help. Jackson Heath was there quickly after.
I think we got our answer. Use the quarterback as a runner and see if you can get something big. But if not, take it into the halftime break. Neither team wants to make a mistake here. It could be costly in a game like this. It will come down to a big play late.
That is the conclusion of the second. It is halftime on our game of the week. Hough 7, Myers Park 3. We got a good one.
The band takes the field for senior night. Friday nights belong to football. Copeland.
The WCCB Game of the Week is presented by Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. By North Carolina Public Health. We are NC Public Health. Everywhere, every day, everybody. Visit ncdhhs.gov. By Bodyworks Plus, Collision Repair Center, keeping families safe since 1998. And by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit FredCaldwellChevy.com. Halftime on our Game of the Week, Hough 7 at Myers Park 3. It has been physical, and points are at a premium. Halftime continues when we return on the Game of the Week. Hough 7, Myers Park 3, midway through on our WCCB Game of the Week. It's halftime, so that, of course, means it's time for our senior spotlight, this time with a player in this game, Brody Keefe of Myers Park.
My name is Brody Keefe. I'm a senior at Myers Park High School. I would say I've always wanted to play wide receiver, yes, but it started out I was a running back all through middle school, and then I ended up breaking my ankle, which I then played receiver ever since then, and it's been honestly the best decision I've made so far. I was born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina. I moved when I was in 2nd grade. I have an older brother and sister. Me and my brother, I would say, are the closest. We do everything together. really sports related the most. But my sister, she lives at home right now, so I'm always seeing her every day.
So we have a 24-year-old daughter, Riley, and then Graylin is our middle child. He's 22, and then Brody's the baby at 18.
My brother, he played soccer collegiately for a year, and then my sister, she played basketball throughout high school. She graduated from App State. My brother's enrolled at App State right now. I started playing football in 5th grade at a little Pop Warner place. Got into it in middle school, played all 3 years, got a major injury my 8th grade year, then came back freshman year, and I transferred to Myers Park my sophomore year. Been here ever since.
Myers Park has been just a blessing for us. We moved here when he was in 10th grade, very unsure. We literally packed up and sold our house on a whim and moved into the area so that he could play here for these coaches. He had already put in all the work and had gotten some offers. Coming here, he was taking it to the next level by playing for some really excellent coaches. They were going to get him ready for the next level, and we were sure of that.
Yeah, my coach, he's one of the best dudes. It's a big part of why I came here. He's a big mentor on and off the field. He's just a really great all-around dude. Become a big part of my life.
When we met Coach James, it just clicked. He loves fiercely, not just Brody, all the kids.
So the first time I met Brody was right after he transferred in, and I mean, obviously you see it with his stature, and you know that jumps out at you. But you know, as a coach, I'm one. Well, I got to see it for myself. You know, I got to see if he's as good as advertised. I got to see if he has the potential from what I've heard. And you know, his first day on the field, you're like, okay, yeah, this is the real deal. He's just different. You know, that's kind of been over the last 3.5 years. That's kind of been my conversation with college coaches. Good players are just different. That's just what it is. The Jordans, the LeBrons, the Tom Bradys, I'm sure their coaches said the same thing. There's just something different about them in comparison to their teammates.
So I went to a camp my sophomore year, went to Ohio State. It was kind of just a last minute thing. The camp, didn't really think anything of it.
After Brody had gotten a couple of offers, we sat down with one of his training coaches out at RoPro and went over what his goals are. And his top goal was to get an offer from Ohio State. So we decided, why not, on a whim, let's just book a flight. And we flew up to Columbus.
And they invited me to a private workout with the receiver coach, which was like insane to me that I was doing that at the time. And then as the camp goes on, we're doing routes on air, stuff like that.
So I'm in the end zone. I'm watching, they were doing routes on air. And Tavion St. Clair was the quarterback.
He threw a ball to me. It was a little overthrown.
He just launched a ball into the end zone. And I'm watching Brody and I'm so nervous.
And so I went up and grabbed it like that with one hand. Brody
just goes up and one-hands it, and it was insane. Everybody went crazy. I looked down and like Coach Day is down there, Coach Hartline was down there. It was a big moment.
Yeah, I saw the Ohio catch. I mean, superstar. You have to kind of be in awe at times when you see a kid like that make a play like that, but to be able to see him do it on that level at that school with that kind of competition is kind of cool, something he can always remember.
I think that really set the tone for me, like got me locked in.
And then at the end, they called us back. I remember he said, we need you guys to come inside for a minute. And so we came inside and Coach Day was standing there and he sat us on the couch and gave Brody an offer, and that was that.
Brody is you see a dude, you know a dude. He's a guy. I know for a fact when coaches are game planning for us, there's like 1 or 2 players that you star to say, hey, we gotta make sure we know where this guy is at all times. If they don't do it, they're crazy, but I would be willing to bet every school that we play, they put a star by his name.
Childhood dreams always been playing in the NFL, provide for my family because they've gotten me to where I'm at today. Definitely professional has always been my dream.
I'm really just thankful for all of the experiences, whether he plays his last game this year or whether he continues to play into the NFL, which is our hope. That's it. I mean, he's a good human.
So I committed to Duke in June. I built a really good connection with all the coaches on the staff, specifically the the receiver coach. I connected with him really well, and he made the decision pretty easy for me. Been one of the best decisions I've made so far.
I think it's been just an absolute privilege to watch you grow. You make our house happy, and you keep us all laughing. I'm so, so proud of what you do with football.
My name is Brody Keefe, and this is my Varsity Spotlight.
Better late than never. He would like to
Be sure to join us next Friday for our final regular season WCCB game of the week of the year. Always a big-time rivalry, Mooresville at Lake Norman. It's a 7 o'clock kick, and it will be on WCCB Charlotte. Halloween night for Mooresville, Lake Norman. That one should be a lot of fun. We've got a great game on our hands. It is senior night at Myers Park, and the Mustangs trail the visiting Huskies of Hough by 4 only, 7-3. Low-scoring first half, and we resume play with the start of the third quarter when we return on the WCCB Game of the Week.
joined by her parents, Cindy and Shane Weissman.
Well, it's been a slugfest so far between Hough and Myers Park. Halftime on our WCCB Game of the Week. Darren Vaught, Armand Brody with you. AB, let's take a look at how we got here prior to the start of the third quarter here.
It's been a little ugly half. Physical, as we expected. See this big pass play here as Portis brings that one in over the shoulder. One of the biggest plays from Myers Park in the first half. The big interception right there from Samari Matthews, the Texas commit. And here's been the big story, really. Just bad snaps, miscues. You had the disaster on the punt right there from Hough that led to the Myers Park field goal. And we've seen it in other places too. Shotgun formations and just troubles with snaps not being clean here. This is the big pass play that ends up being the touchdown for Hough here. Perfect pass in the back the end zone there for the score. But just to go back to what we've been talking about here, these teams are going to have to make plays and be disciplined here. We've seen fumbles and miscues and mistakes. These teams are going to have to settle down. I think both coaches, you tell your teams, look, we have a chance to win this game. We've got to clean things up, give ourselves a chance to win. This one is going to come down to the stretch. It's going to be a big finish late. Somebody's going to have to make a big play to win this game.
It's been really interesting to observe the unforced errors in this game. And they really started on the first drive, which was from Myers Park. We saw the couple of Ramir Watson passes on third downs to gain those conversions, or that conversion, one of those was called back. So, both teams kind of behind schedule offensively. They've gotten themselves into a lot of third down situations. Hough has fared better on third down than Myers Park, and that is indicated in their score, their ability to get that one touchdown, 25 yards. Jameer Anderson with his first touchdown reception of the season. So even in scoring, Hough had to kind of show Myers Park something they had not seen on tape.
A couple things as we get ready for the second half here. For Myers Park, can you get the big play from Falzarano? He's your almost 1,000-yard back. Can they get the big running play from him? Haven't really seen that here. You have to give Hough some credit. Also, where's Brody Keefe? No catches in the first half. 5 touchdowns coming in here tonight. He's only been targeted one time. Can they get the big play from Brody Keefe?
Keefe has been targeted one time. It was the Samari Matthews interception you saw just a moment ago, as this kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. The Duke commit, the best receiver on this Myers Park team. He is usually, when they're successful, a big part of that. So I think it's fair to point out. But then again, we talked about Smoke Matthews, a Texas commit. It's Smoke Island. I mean, when he's on you, you tend to not have a great impact on a game. Hough will receive to begin the third quarter, and it's into the end zone, a touchback. The Huskies with a 4-point lead will begin at their own 20.
Hough has been throwing some different looks run game at Myers Park. And we'll see if that continues. Also, look for Jaden White to continue to be a big impact player. They threw to him quite a bit on screens and getting him moving in motion, just getting him in space. If they can continue that, I'm sure they'll feel pretty good about their chances to finish this game off strong.
So the quarterback, Ethan Royal, 15 touchdowns, got his 16th of the season in the first half, to just 4 interceptions this year.
And a fearless runner.
No doubt. And he gives on a handoff on first down. Jamarian Morrison is brought down for no gain, maybe a half yard.
I've been really impressed in this game with Hank Thrasher. Watch him just stay at home, read, fight through a block, and make the play. And he's done it all night long. Sharp player, sideline to sideline, physical, and has a nose for the football.
He's the team leader in tackles on opening day at Memorial Stadium. Had a pick 6 for Myers Park. Headed to Hampton-Sydney College to continue his career. So a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for Hough. Royal steps up and just lost it, and it drops incomplete.
Watch Rodney Dunham here, number 14. He's a play wrecker. He gets around the edge, and he gets his hand on that ball and forces that ball to hang in the air. And luckily for Hough, it was not picked off by Myers Park. When you have physical, intelligent game wreckers like Dunham and Lewis, boy, does it give you confidence as a defense.
Myers Park's student section showed up tonight. They've been loud, and it's been quite the environment. A big third down. 3rd and 9. It's a dump down low. Tenen. It's past the 25, but it's not nearly enough. And 4th down comes. Thrasher again on the tackle.
Hough trying to get him out in space. You just got to make a play. Josh Hines does a great job on that tackle. Gets both hands on him, wraps him up nicely, and then gets help from his teammates. That is how you defend when a guy is trying to get by you in space. Make a good job there by making an impressive tackle.
So Hough is now going to punt it away again. This is where they've had some issues, as we showed you earlier. The bobbled long snap. Bailey Nelson picks that one up and skips it up into the air. Fair catch. And Portis reels it in at the 48. And they give him a yard on the spot, so it's at the 49 for Myers Park. They've had good field position for most of the night because of the punting miscues by Hough. Unable to capitalize really, except for the one time that they got so deep into Hough territory. I mean, you were going to get at least a field goal attempt out of it, and they hit it.
Let's see if they target Brody Keefe here. He's been way too quiet in this game. Of course, you want to get Falzarano as a runner involved here also. But I would look for Brody Keefe to have a big second half here if Myers Park is going to win this game.
Ramir Watson hands it to Falzarano. And he's to the outside after contact and is ripped down to the ground after a gain of 1. Jason Wilkerson rode Falzarano all the way to the sideline.
The official threw a flag right in the area of the tackle. I wonder what that's about.
And it's a face mask. And it's called on the offensive player.
I think it's on Falzarano here. Let's see. He bounces outside. Yep, right there. That's the grab of the face mask. Even though it ends up in the shoulder pad as well. And I guess it was enough there for the officials to think that it should have been a flag. And it was.
So that backs up Myers Park by a lot.
Oops.
And a false start is going to push it back 5 more yards. So now this is going to be first down from their own 29.
Joseph Meyer moves the right tackle there. Myers Park on fire defensively to start the second half, but a bit discombobulated offensively.
So 1st and 30 here. Watson fakes and finds Brody Keefe for his first catch of the evening. And the Duke commit not quite to the 40-yard line before being brought down.
Expect more of this here as we continue in this second half. You have got to make a concerted effort to get Brody Keefe the football, and a good short throw like that allows the quarterback to maybe get into a rhythm and also allows Keefe to get involved here. He's going to be a big factor the rest of the way.
Gain of 10, 2nd and 20.
Samari Matthews is on Keefe right now at the top of the screen. What a great matchup.
He's on him tight, was a little soft on the last play. Watson on 2nd down. Rolling, he tucks it, so he's going to keep a hold of it himself and gets to about the 50-yard line. It's another 10-yard gain, and suddenly Myers Park is on schedule. This will be 3rd and 10.
It's just a great job by Watson. Now, he does have Keefe. Keefe ends up getting good inside position on Matthews, but Watson is chased there does just a good job of getting good yardage on this play. But what I would do, I would look back in Keith's direction. I think that last play gave him a little bit of confidence. And even if he's working on Samari Matthews, see if Matthews can win that matchup. I would test Matthews here one good time and see if you can get your best receiver the ball on a third down.
Last time Matthews was tested, he came away with his second interception of the year. Myers Park was just 1 of 5 on thirds in the first half. 3rd and 10. Watson. And finds his man on a comebacker. Miles Young, the senior, reels it in for the first down. Fine time for his first catch, and it's a Body Works plus first down.
You go from 1st and 30 to picking up that first down. What a great job by Watson here of getting this thing under control. Just a 4-man rush, and it's a zone coverage on the back end, and Hough playing so soft on the back end leaves a wide open receiver for the first down.
3 plays, 33 yards to dig out of that hole for the Mustangs. So now it's 1st and 10. They're back on track and inside the Hough 40-yard line. Here's Falzarano. Through the first level after contact, and he stumbles down near the 30-yard line. Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
One of the most dangerous things that can happen for you as a defender is for Falzarano to be running downhill at you. It's a good head of speed, head of steam. That tackle's a bit nasty there as he falls head first. But when he's coming at you like a bowling ball, like we talked about back in the first half, he is a terror for a defense.
All kinds of offensive momentum for Myers Park right now, searching for their first touchdown of the game. Watson, play fake. Finds at the stick. Chaz Portis, who lays out, reels it in for the catch in the first down.
This is a good job here by Portis, too. He's got to make an adjustment because of where the pass was thrown. It's back over that left shoulder, and he brings that one in on a diving catch for the first down. Sometimes talent just wins, Darren.
There's a lot of talent, both sides included in that statement on the field right now. It's what has made this such a fun game to observe to this point. Myers Park. Watson, play fake, runs it himself, evades tacklers, and makes a little bit of something out of nothing. Just to get back to the line of scrimmage was an achievement there.
L.J. Porter thought he had him. East Carolina commit comes in, gets good penetration, and oops, quarterback just gets away. Oh, great athleticism on both parts. Both quarterbacks here making plays for their teams. Watson's just done a great job of keeping this drive going for Myers Park, wearing out this Hough defense.
The most impressive no gain we've seen tonight, and it's 2nd and 10. Watson turns, finds Brody Keefe on a quick screen, and he finds some space. Downhill running, he gets to the marker, and it's a first down.
I love this play call. Matthews is pressing him in man coverage, and he gets him turned around and runs a great route on that screen to make himself available wide open there to pick up that first down.
Myers Park is in the NC Public Health red zone now as they're inside the 20-yard line for the first time tonight. Last time that happened, it got pulled outside of the 20 due to a penalty. And Falzarano stopped prior to the line of scrimmage. And I got to correct myself, AB. They were in the red zone after that dropped snap on the punt, but this is the first time they've earned getting into the red zone, really. Or they've gained themselves offensively into the red zone.
Credit to Myers Park, though, for making sure they got Brody Keefe the football here. You're not going to win this game if he is not able to produce at a high level.
2nd down and 11.
They're keeping Matthews on him here, but Keefe is such a good route runner that he knows how to get away from Samari.
Play clock winding down. The snap comes at 1. Watson bails on the play and jets up the middle himself, getting a couple of yards.
Pocket collapses so quickly here. Good job by Hough. Wearing down that Myers Park offensive line, forcing the quarterback to have to be a runner.
3rd down and 9 for Myers Park.
Field goals will not cut it here tonight, Darren. You're going to have to get a big score here if you're Myers Park. Got to get into the end zone.
From the Hough 16-yard line, Watson on 3rd and 9. Airs it, going to the corner of the end zone, and overthrows Portis. A flag had come out near where the throw was made at the 25-yard line.
Delayed hit.
It is against the defense, and it's a 1st down for Myers Park.
Let's see if we can catch the hit here. Hough brings a blitz. Yeah, quarterback got hammered there on the throw. You also saw on the back end there a lot of contact there as Jackson Heath was holding on to Chaz Portis. The crowd wanted to foul that way, but they got the flag on the late hit.
So now it's goal to go for the Mustangs.
A long, methodical, punishing drive here from Myers Park.
They're at the Hough 8 on 1st down. Falzarano over the middle, and he is affected just enough to bring him down after a gain of 3, so it's down to the 5-yard line.
You would think if you are Myers Parker that this is Falzarano territory, right? The kind of physical runner he is, bouncing off tacklers, banging off defenders. Looking to see if he can get him to the end zone here.
2nd and goal from the 5. And the Mustangs, as they've done all night, seeking direction from the sideline. Now Watson will throw it. Sidearm pass, and it's dropped incomplete.
Watson pass intended for Portis, broken up by 12. Holloway.
That was Jonah Holloway here. Watch him just break on Portis, die for that football, and boy, Myers Park is lucky.
Still with a little bit of life here on this long drive. Goal to go from the 5. It's 3rd down. Only 2 3rd down conversions on the game so far for the Mustangs. And a timeout called by Myers Park. Play clock was winding down. And we will see this big 3rd and goal scenario when we return on the WCCB Game of the Week. Third quarter, tight game, and it's goal to go from the 5 on third down for Myers Park. They're in search of their first touchdown of the night, trailing against Hough. Ramir Watson drops back, throws it, and he was looking for Portis. Samari Matthews tips it away, and it's fourth down.
This is important here because Portis is going to get caught up in some of the traffic. Watch Portis, number 1, get caught up here, right there, and is unable to break away from Samari Matthews, and very few people do. But Portis got caught up there.
Well, he was in the slot. Matthews was not even his defender. Matthews was matched up with Brody Keefe, and they kind of swapped places. It was almost like in basketball you execute a switch defensively. .21-yard field goal attempt, and Myers Park hits it. So that makes it a 7-6 game. And Myers Park is within 1, still without their touchdown.
Yeah, let's go back to this play here. Because as you see, it's a little difficult to make out what happened there amidst all the traffic. But you got to give Samari Matthews credit here. This ball skills. Watch him just read. And then there you have it. So Keefe and Portis get tied up with one another, and it allows Matthews to get over the top and make that play.
This kickoff powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. So that was it. The slot man, Portis, was etching out with his route, whereas Keefe was trying to pull Matthews in away from it, and they got tangled up.
Any kind of mistake you make on a guy like Samari Matthews, you're going to pay for it.
And it's booted into the end zone. Touchback.
Question now in a game like this, so tight with so much on the line. Where are your big playmakers going to come from? How will they rise up? We talked in this first half of this game about the quarterback comparison. One of these quarterbacks is going to have to make another big play. We saw the touchdown pass from Hough quarterback Ethan Royal back in the first half. We've also seen some missed opportunities and some bad snaps. It's going to come down to the simple things, the blocking, the tackling, the ball possession, the controlling the football. Also point out, this Myers Park defense is rested after that long drive.
Ethan Royal with Jamarian Morrison to his right. It's a handoff. Morrison lowers his shoulder, gets back to the line of scrimmage and falls forward about a yard.
Dropped immediately by number 7, Camden Portis.
With so much talent on the field here. These defensive guys, you see Camden Portis there. He and Chaz, sons of Clinton Portis, Miami Hurricanes legend, Washington and Denver. So much talent.
Those guys, 2 of 26 seniors on this team, honored pregame. Good to see Clinton with them.
Clinton looked like he can still play, too, a little bit.
Player coach, right? He's over at Delaware State now on Deshaun Jackson's staff. And it's a long hitch route. And there's Mason Pearsall-Brown again. He's been big. That's his 3rd catch of the evening for the freshman for a Body Works plus first down.
Just runs a really good route against some soft coverage. Finds an open spot along the sideline, and that pass was put there perfectly by the quarterback, Royal. Pearsall-Brown has stepped up here in this game tonight.
High snap. Royal gets it to the outside. Caden Hornsby. And he is short of the 45.
I want you to point out Jaden White here. Great route runner. He's fast. Watch him block here. Just hold that block. Hold it, and fight long enough to allow some more yardage to be picked up down the field.
Goes for a gain of 7. It's 2nd and 3. Royal hands off. Morrison clean to the off tackle. A cut inside. Spinning away and is dragged out of bounds. Justin Westbrook with the tackle. He's been quiet defensively. We haven't called his name much, but he's kind of a do-it-all guy, number 12 in gray. He's come up with some huge plays in key moments for Myers Park this season. A pick six, a fumble recovery score, a blocked punt. Now 1st and 10. Morrison again out to the left side, untouched until the 30-yard line, a stiff arm, and he's out of bounds inside the 25. Flags back at the early part of the play.
I think this is a hold on number 70, Amari Lawrence Broom of Hough. He had the key block there, and I think that.
And there's the indication it is a hold. So that run will be negated.
Running back's going to run right behind that thing. Makes a nice cut to the outside, but Lawrence Broom's got to let go. Good job by DeMond Lewis of holding his hands up to let the officials know, I've been held.
DeMond Lewis, number 11 in gray there. We've talked about him, and Rodney Dunham on the opposite side. Lewis has got an official visit from at Florida State coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He's made a lot of noise and has really enhanced his profile in this lone season with Myers Park.
Chris James would not stop the praise for Dunham and Lewis during our conversation with him earlier today.
First and 19, again Morrison up the middle this time, and he's tripped up at the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 16.
All you want from your offensive line is to give you enough time to get to the second level of the defense. That's a great job by the left side of the offensive line of holding those blocks to allow that space to be picked up.
Now the fake give. Royal keeps it himself and slides past the first down marker. It moves the chains and extends the drive for Hough.
And Dunham thought he was there. And Royal gets away from him.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 35. Hough really ratcheting up the tempo, and it's a handoff for another gain of 3 yards, it looks like.
That'll take us to the fourth quarter, Mustang fans.
And that allows the clock to hit 0. 1 quarter remaining, and it's a 1-point game. Hough 7, Myers Park 6. Stay with us. We flipped the field for the final time tonight. Fourth quarter and a 1-point game. Hough 7, Myers Park 6. With just one regular season week remaining following tonight. 2nd and 8 for the Huskies. And it's a handoff. Jamarian Morrison blows through a man and drags several more inside the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 10 and a first down.
Sometimes you go right at a defender and you say, I welcome the contact. An explosive run by Morrison.
Lead back for the Huskies has looked good in this second half.
Watch White in the slot here on the left.
Yeah, number 6, top left of your screen. He's the leading receiver for the Huskies. Morrison, another run. And again, trying to split defenders, gets positive yardage and inside the 20, but a flag was out behind him.
Should be another hold on Hough.
And again, a penalty that targeted DeMond Lewis.
I can't help but think about all the problems Micah Parsons been complaining about in the NFL. I guess in some cases it's the badge of honor, I guess, so to speak.
Proportionately, you think about this Myers Park team, you kind of have 2 Micah Parsenses.
Yeah, you do.
Yet Hough, very impressively, leads late here in the fourth quarter.
For the most part, they've been able to stay away from Dunham and Lewis in this game.
First and long after the penalty. Now Reed receives the handoff and gets a couple of yards before being backed up by the pile.
Good job by Bakari Cisse, number 55, of sort of getting good push to start that play and then slowing things down.
You saw there he was the one that ultimately dragged Reed to the ground.
A lot of communication pre-snap here. Quarterback. Royal looking to the sideline to get that call.
I think minus 10 in number 24, another running back, might have brought the call in himself. He entered as if he was going to be in the play, but Reed stays out there as the back. And whistles.
Another flag on the Huskies.
And the penalty is against Hough.
I wonder if that was Sean Kennedy, 77, the right tackle. Let's see if that was him. Yep. Flinched on that right side, moved too early. Good job by the officials of catching that.
It's a good eye. You know that was slowed down, right? That's to see that real time, you'd have to be, I don't know, like superhuman or something. So now it's second and long with the penalty. I didn't see it. That's all I'm saying.
But I trust your eyes, though, nonetheless.
Now Royal, big drop back, airs it over the middle. That's dangerous, and it pops away incomplete. Cam Guy was back in coverage and breaks it up.
So this is interesting. Jaden White's going to get a great route run. He's going to come inside, and the pass is launched, which allows the defender time to get there and break it up. It looked like White wanted to run that thing a little bit more underneath, and because the quarterback launched it, it forced White to go up the field, and that allowed the defender, Cam Guy, to get there and close on it. White was wide open in zone coverage, but because of how the throw was made, it forced him up the field.
3rd and 23.
Timeout.
And a timeout called. Play clock was running down for the Huskies.
A big play in this game, in this fourth quarter. I want to see if we can take another look at that last play. Because watch White here. He's going to run a little bit flat on this after the initial cut that he makes, but the pass sails, and it forces him up the field, and he tries to track it down, and that allows Guy to get there and close on it.
Cam Guy, one of many playmakers on this Myers Park defense. 4 interceptions on the year.
How about this defensive struggle, though?
Listen, I've said something along the lines of makes a lot of plays defensively, end quote, about a dozen guys in this game, and here they are. They're showing up.
We talked about the players to watch earlier in this game, and I really wanted to just use like a ton of defensive players, but it wouldn't have fit on the graphics, so we said let's go with the quarterback because that's a simpler thing to do. So many great defensive players on this field here tonight.
All right, so out of the timeout, now it's 3rd and 23.
Myers Park willing to give up anything underneath with these 2 deep safeties.
Royal steps up, throws it off of his back foot. It's caught, and it's another touchdown for Jameer Anderson, his 2nd of the game and 2nd of the season. Flag in the end zone, but I don't think it will negate the score.
I want you to watch Justin Westbrook when we get a chance to look at the replay here. Let's sort this all out. We'll get the call here first.
Yeah, it's being explained to Chris James, the head coach of Myers Park. So it is unsportsmanlike conduct that'll be enforced on the kickoff. And here's a second look.
Watch number 12, Westbrook, the defender here for Myers Park. He has got his eyes in the backfield the entire way. And that is how the receiver is able to get wide open. Westbrook is stuck in the backfield.
Hough on for the extra point. And it's through. So 14-6, an 8-point Huskies lead on another connection between Royal and Jameer Anderson.
And this is what happens when you have a mobile quarterback. Royal is always a threat to run. He's the leading rusher on the team. Westbrook, number 12, is right here looking in the backfield. You can see his eyes are stuck. And that allows the receiver to get right behind him. And, of course, it's easy for Jameer Anderson after that to bring that pass in for the touchdown. But that's all because of the rushing ability of the quarterback. And because Westbrook is looking in the backfield, that's how you get the touchdown.
Another big score leads to another kickoff powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home.
We asked the question, who would make the big play? Once again, Royal with a dime to deliver for Hough. Sometimes you win them clean and sometimes you win them ugly. This game is far from over. But this is what championship teams do. Sometimes you win a shootout and sometimes you win a knockdown dragout.
Worth noting, still just a one-score game at 14-6. And this will be plenty returnable after the penalty. Chaz Portis, with flags flying from both sides of the play, does not gain much ground.
Dropped around the 22. 3 flags on the field.
All kinds of yellow fellows on the field here.
And it's a hold on the return team.
So Myers Park is going to be backed up here. They're still moving. As you watch the replay, you know what I'm thinking about, Darren? You know what Deshaun Baker, remember what he said about his quarterback? He said he's got a little Pat Mahomes in it.
He did say that.
And you and I were thinking to ourselves at the time, did he really say that?
So that if you're keeping, or wherever you're watching, because you could be streaming on BayHackleSports.com as well. That's a Maurice Jones-Drew reference by one head coach and a Patrick Mahomes reference by the other. Falzarano runs it on first down for Myers Park, and he's down at the 15. Spot's going to put him at the 16-yard line.
Myers Park, they have time here. You want to be consistent, try and stay balanced offensively. You do have time, and you don't want to start pressing. There's plenty of time left in this game. You've got to make this drive count. Good start there by Hough defensively.
All right, so give or take a yard on the spot from here on when I say it, because I think that's happened a lot. I thought it looked like it was going to be at the 16 on one side of the field.
I'm on the hunt for Brody Keefe, Darren.
Ruled on the 15, so behind the chains. Here's Falzarano. Clean run off tackle left, and he's brought down past the 25. That's a gain of 12 and a first down.
So he's not just physical, but he's also elusive. Gets that great opening block there from one of his offensive linemen there on the left side and is able to squirt free.
It's another Body Works plus first down for the Mustangs. And movement on the edge there. Myers Park maybe wanted a penalty. No such luck, so they'll shift some things around. Now Watson snaps it, but a timeout called by Myers Park because, again, the play clock was winding down.
Yeah, it was.
We step aside a one-score game in the fourth quarter on our Game of the Week. It's a one-score game in the fourth quarter. 8 minutes to play. And Myers Park still in search of their first touchdown of the night. It would go a long way in this one. Ramir Watson with time. Throws, and it's short of Chaz Portis and incomplete.
There are 3 defenders down there by Chaz Portis, and this is all on him. He's just got to run and get himself open and hope that his quarterback can see him.
That's a rare underthrow by Watson, and I think the hesitation, sort of the double clutch there.
Watson's down again, Darren. Not to cut you off. He's down again.
So Ramir Watson for the third time this game. Hit as he threw, and is a bit shaken up. Be sure to join us for our Game of the Week next week, a big-time rivalry between Mooresville and Lake Norman. Always good to be back at the lake. This one has some pretty big implications as they close out the regular season, both Mooresville and Lake Norman. 7 o'clock kick next Friday, Halloween night. And that is on Charlotte's WCCB as well as BayHackleSports.com. Watson to his feet. And he will have to come out of this game at least momentarily, but he does look to be pretty gingerly getting to the sideline.
Trying to stay off that right foot. It's been a physical game, man. Watson's taken quite a few hits. And now you've got to step up. Backup quarterback's got to start making plays. There's not a lot of time left in this ball game. You don't have time to mope. You've got to go out there, get the ball to your best players.
Ryan Rizzuti, the sophomore, enters at quarterback for the first time. He took over as a freshman last year as the starter, so he's plenty experienced, and a pre-snap penalty. False start on Myers Park. That's not a good start to his stint in this game.
Working on that right ankle, looks like, of Watson along the sideline. And if you're Rizzuti, you don't want to do anything crazy. You've got great targets in Portis and Keith. Even if it's a check down, a screen, something to get him into some kind of a rhythm and also make this third down a little bit more manageable here. That's how you want to go if you're Rizzuti here. We asked the question if Hough could make Myers Park one-dimensional. For the most part, you have to say they've done that.
Second and long. The sophomore Rizzuti slings it with his left, way deep and incomplete. I suppose that was intended for number 13, Jalen Rayleigh.
Yeah, that's what happens. You come in and you're expected to make a play like this, and that pass is nowhere near Rayleigh.
It was out. Rayleigh broke in.
Broke in, yeah. Nowhere near him. That's the first time we've even mentioned Rayleigh tonight as a receiving threat for Myers Park. I don't know if I agree with that. I say get that ball on something short and quick to Kiefer Portis.
Third and 15 here for Myers Park. They've only converted 2 third downs in this game. Rayleigh in motion. And it's tipped over the middle. The pass nearly picked off at the defensive line, but it's incomplete.
Defense giving Myers Park different looks. They play coverage on the last play. They send a blitz here. And the quarterback just not seeing what he needs to see. And that ball, fortunate for Myers Park, not picked off. Chris Hilliard got his hands on it and almost had an interception.
Number 2.
So now Remsen out to punt it away. And Hornsby ahead of steam on the return, dropped inside the 40-yard line.
Hornsby out past the Mustangs 40. Number 5.
Armand, if we see this end at a similar trajectory as what it's on, I think one of the things we're going to look at in the aftermath is the third down conversion rate. Really, for both these teams, it's not been that great, but for Myers Park, they were 1 for 5 in the first half, 1 for 3 in the second. With a chance to add to that mark as well. Ethan Royal fakes the handoff, goes himself, and gets a first down on first down. Gain of 14, and now it's at the 25.
What's the read option here? He's just going to read, and he sees he's got space. And if he can just get by DeMond Lewis, he knows he's got enough to pick up a nice gain, and he did. Of course, Lewis made the tackle, but after the first down.
Hough moving quickly. Morrison untouched so far up the middle, and he's into the end zone. 25 yards for the rushing score.
Jamarian Morrison in for the touchdown.
We have been asking the question throughout the night. Where would Hough get the running contributions outside of the quarterback? And on that last play, Morrison answered the call with good blocking up front, allowing him to get into the open field to pick up that score.
That's the first rushing touchdown for either team we've seen tonight. And the extra point is through. It's 21-6 now.
And honestly, Morrison's been throwing his jabs all night long.
Particularly in his second half, he's been really good.
Yep, that one really good block on the left side of the offensive line by the left guard is what creates enough space. And, man, he's so physical. Even on the back end, you have a hard time trying to bring him down in the end zone. A crippling, demoralizing turn of events for Myers Park to lose your quarterback there, who's still being looked at on the sideline, and then a quick score by Hough really took the air out of this building.
This kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. And in relatively short order, a couple of scores have led to a couple of kickoffs for the Hough Huskies. 2 touchdowns in not quite 2.5 minutes of game time. And that is cause for the separation now, 21-6. The kickoff is pulled in by Jalen Rayleigh. A chance to return. Flags from both sides. Ball pops free.
Jalen Rayleigh on the return.
And it's recovered by the Huskies.
Fumble recovered by the Huskies.
Chris James thinks that Rayleigh was down. Hough is celebrating on the far side here.
There also are the flags to go over, the penalties.
A lot to sort out. Penalties, turnovers, special teams. In close games, they always end up making the difference.
So it's a hold on the Mustangs. Penalty declined, and it's a fumble and a recovery by Hough.
Let's take a look at what happened here. Tries to spin away. And that ball is ripped out.
Yeah, that's out.
Yep, and he's not down at all there. I want to say that was DeQuaven Danner, number 25, who ripped it out. He was one of the ones in there. Just a heads-up play. They teach you that now. Go after that ball when there's a pile. Go after that ball and see what you can come up with.
1st and 10 for Hough again. A helmet comes flying into the backfield on the Jamarian Morrison run. He gets about 5 yards, still on his feet. The whistles blow it dead. So the helmet was offensive lineman Sean Kennedy. And he did continue to try to block. So that's the cause for the personal foul. You see him there on the edge of the line. He's continuing to play through with the helmet off. You cannot do that once your helmet is displaced.
I'll say this, though. If you are Myers Park with the limited time that you have now defensively, every chance you got to be super aggressive defensively. You're going after the ball every chance you get, because with the limited time left, you're running out of opportunities. So when you're gang tackling, swarming to the ball, you're going after it to try and force a turnover every chance you get.
First and a long way. Royal floats it. Morrison with the reception, picks up a couple of yards.
Short pass from Royal to number 12.
I've been impressed with Morrison in this game. He's shown speed.
12 Westbrook.
He's
on the
also
tackle.
shown physicality. They have moved him around quite a bit. What a luxury to have these different targets with everything that Hough brings at you offensively. To have another weapon like Morrison to throw at you to give the defense something else to consider has got to be a gift for Hough's offense.
Second and 22. Royal goes way deep, and it is picked off by Myers Park. Orlando Brown was all over it.
Orlando Brown intercepts Royal's pass, and the Mustangs will take
If you're
over.
going to mount a comeback, that felt like it was needed.
Hough may be reaching a little bit too much with the aggressiveness here. This ball is just overthrown. That's a wonderful catch by Orlando Brown for that interception. You're going to get it from another angle here. Watch Brown just play this thing in man coverage. He's deeper than the receiver, and he's able to make a play on that ball. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love the play call. I don't love the need to be that aggressive up 21-6 with less than 6 minutes left in the ball game. Go right back at Myers Park. Keep being physical with them. Make them prove that they can stop you. Now you give them some encouragement here late in this ball game.
Mason Pearsall-Brown was the intended target, and here you go. Ramir Watson back in the game at quarterback for Myers Park from his own end zone. Rockets a pass, and that one's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Wilkerson of Hough, his second interception of the season, and he tiptoes into the end zone.
Number 11, Jason Wilkerson picks it off.
Watson's
takes it
down
into the end
again.
zone.
And there are penalties on the play.
This may be coming back.
What a mess for Myers Park. You got to give it to Watson. He's trying with all his might to stay out there on the field.
Again, shaken up.
And at some point, your body just tells you he is still down. And what a valiant effort, though. Just hate to see it time after time. I don't know if I've ever called a game where I've seen a quarterback go down that many times and try and work his way back into the ball game. After he went down the last time, I thought to myself, we're probably not going to see him again. It's hard to have the kind of confidence you need out there in your arm when you're not getting the support from the lower half of your body to make the throws that you need to make.
So this is some extended deliberation.
There are at least 3 flags down on the field.
All in that far sideline direction, sort of forming a triangle around the huddle of officials.
There's some unsportsmanlike conduct, something going on here.
At least one of them came out after the interception. So a block in the back,
Block in the back on the Huskies is
declined.
Unsportsmanlike
And
conduct.
unsportsmanlike
on the
conduct
Huskies
against Hough.
will be accepted.
I don't think that was an unsportsmanlike conduct call. I think it had something to do with a block. Now there's the unsportsmanlike conduct from Hough.
Then another unsportsmanlike penalty on the Huskies. And
another
third
signal.
Unsportsmanlike penalty on the Huskies.
I mean, you see Watson here. He takes another hit. I mean, he got hammered again, and that forced the underthrow. I think there's the block in the back that they were talking about. And I guess maybe Hough was celebrating there as they thought they had the touchdown. Hard to tell with everything going on there on the far side.
Yeah.
But Hough went from thinking they had a score to being backed up inside their own 40-yard line. Watson is still being helped up in the end zone, and I just, tip your hat to him, man. A brave effort. He's not putting any weight on that right leg now, on that right foot. A brave effort from a guy trying to lead his team to a victory in the most important game of the season. Kudos to him.
Watson got to this Myers Park program in January and has been a humongous part of their success, this turnaround. 4-6, their record a season ago. 7-1 entering tonight.
Chris James told us that he sent his quarterback text saying, you don't have to be Superman. Well, I tell you, he's been pretty close tonight with the way he's tried to come back out here and fight despite all these injuries.
15-yard penalty on the Huskies.
And now there's been another penalty tacked on to that yardage. So this goes from what would have been a pick six all the way back to essentially it's a touchback after the interception.
I've never seen anything
and
like
Hough
that.
is at the 20-yard line.
Unbelievable.
And now they'll run it. Morrison up the chute, gets to the 40-yard line, and he's tripped down. Gain of 22.
Orlando Brown brings him down.
Morrison has had a great second half. See that huge alley that's created up the middle? And he's able to cut back and almost make a man miss there. But I tell you, if you're Myers Park at this point, you've just been hammered here. Your morale is down. And now Hough, all they've got to do is keep delivering the body blows at a beaten down, banged up Myers Park team.
Hough is perhaps the best team in the Charlotte area and looking to remain undefeated. Morrison again. Up the gut and a couple of yards.
Hough has been prepared for this, though, Darren. Coming into this game tonight, they had 3 one-score games. And even when we talked with Deshaun Baker, they've been blowing teams out. Both teams have. Myers Park has only been in one score game, and they lost that one. And pretty much everything else has been huge blowout.
Yeah, maybe with the exception of 10 points, their win over Weddington for Myers Park. But you're right. Both of these teams have taken care of business throughout their schedule.
Yeah. But Deshaun Baker even told us, he said, look, I know we've been blowing teams out, but we're tested. We've had to prove ourselves, even going back to the very beginning of this season. It's got to give you confidence coming into a game like this, being able to look back at your schedule and see that you've been in some dogfights, some close matchups, and you've come out on the positive side.
Hough calls a timeout as they're looking at 2nd and 7 on the other side of it. Meanwhile, there's still plenty to play for Myers Park. With 1 week left in the regular season, this will be a playoff team that has had a remarkable year.
You have to hope, though, that Watson is able to get back out there for the next game. Obviously, we'll have no way of knowing right now how hurt he is.
Or at the very least, maybe he requires a week of rest and you can start him again for your first playoff game. And it would be a shame, given the effort that this team has given this season, if they're not able to be truly what they've been all year come playoff time. Which, of course, you can say that about every team. Now 2nd and 7 for the Huskies. They'll keep it on the ground.
21, Morrison.
And I hope that Watson's teammates give him the kind of praise he deserves. As you take a look at the replay here, that kind of an effort, that kind of a will, toughness and tenacity to try to go back out there despite being so much less than 100%, that's something to be commended.
3rd and 5 for the Huskies. Throw over the middle, and it's caught. Jaden White, end zone, touchdown, Hough.
Royal finds number 6.
53 yards. White breaks the big one that the Huskies have been seeking all night, and that is the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it is. Myers Park starts loading up the box. What does Hough do? Just throw over the top to a wide open receiver with nobody behind him on the back end.
Extra point makes it 28-6. And that is 3 consecutive touchdowns with extra points. 21 unanswered for Hough.
Take another look here, and you see Myers Park, they come crashing down with those linebackers, and the play call is just brilliant. There's no chance for that defender to catch up to White, and he knows once he makes the catch, it's easy at that point. How about Hough, though, in this second half? Just exploding. Having the kind of performance that we've come to expect from this talented Hough team throughout the year.
That's the 9th receiving touchdown of the season for Jaden White. It leads the team for the Huskies. Really impressive showing.
What championship teams do, Darren? These are the kind of games you look back on at the end of a season and you say, that's when we proved ourselves. That's when we could tell. That's the way we knew that we were ready to win a title.
There's certainly something to be said about the resolve of the Huskies. Given the way that this game started, it was so shaky for both sides.
17.
They allowed Myers Park to get that field goal in the first points of the game.
I'm thinking about something that Jackson Heath said before the start of the season, talking about them being heavy favorites, talking about how high the standard is.
Nowhere to go for Falzarano, and he's dropped for a loss on first down.
He said, look, we were heavy favorites in the conference last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. He says, the standard is high, and it's true. A program like Hough, they expect to be in this position each and every year. A culture has been established by Deshaun Baker. They say to themselves, these are the kinds of games we win. And frankly speaking, as you take a look at the run here, and frankly speaking, Baker was a bit offended, he told us, that Myers Park scheduled them for senior night.
Yeah.
Remember he talked about that with us? You could hear a little bit of sarcasm in his tone when he addressed that with us. When you are a championship level team, you find ways to be motivated. You find a chip on your shoulder any way you can get it. Hough found it tonight. They stayed the course. They delivered the big blows in the second half when they needed to.
3rd down and 4, Myers Park. Rizzuti rolls toward the sideline, and he finds Chaz Portis. And that's a gain of 6 for a first down.
Pressure from Hough. Good job by Rizzuti. Getting out of the pocket. Giving Portis a good target there, having to go low to the ground and pick that one up.
Just the third down conversion of the game for Myers Park. They converted on their first 3rd down in the first half, their first 3rd down of the second half, and that's the first one since. Falzarano runs for another loss. And a flag.
Zane Murphy, the defensive back, he slapped the helmet of one of the Myers Park receivers towards the end of that play. Miles Young, I believe it was. And I think that's why the officials threw the flag.
He's done. They ran that man to the ground. Dude, my legs are fucking killing me. Oh my god. No. I have double cramps in my calves right now. Wait, how are we getting to TCUI?
And a personal foul against Myers Park, but one against Hough as well. Those will offset.
Okay, they called it both ways. You see them fighting there. Get the wrestling match.
Yeah, bottom left of your screen.
Take a look at it here. Towards the right-hand side. Yep. Throw down, push, flop, everything.
Second and long. Falzerano toppled.
Falzerano.
And it's no gain. It'll be 3rd and 11.
And even with this win, you know, if you're Hough, you've got a lot to clean up heading towards the end of this season, trying to win a championship. Those bad snaps,
yeah,
especially in the first half.
Both on punts and in a shotgun formation offensively. They've had issues with both.
And, of course, the penalties. My word, have we seen our share of penalties here tonight. We didn't keep the number, but I'm sure it's in the 20s, I would think, with all the flags that we've seen. My goodness, we saw one play where Hough had to be moved back 60 yards because of 2 or 3 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Those are the things you have to clean up if you want to win a championship.
All right.
So Myers Park content to let the clock run to a degree.
Timeout.
And Hough calls timeout with 7 seconds remaining.
So Samari Matthews over there celebrating on the Hough sideline. Those guys know how big this game was. You could feel it. The atmosphere, even the conversations we had with both coaches, you could feel it. These teams knew how important this game was. Essentially a conference title on the line.
No TCB line for you. No, sorry. Hey, Mom. Is it okay if I go to TCBY with Devin? I have a ride. All right.
Myers Park is going to punt this one away and head on home.
Love you.
Remsen will punt.
Yes.
Remsen will not punt just yet. Allows the clock to run down, boots it out of bounds. And that will be the ball game.
Everybody get home safely. Myers Park back in action.
28-6, an imposing victory. Though it took a bit to develop, a big second half for the Hough Huskies, and they remain undefeated. 9-0 now on the season with just one regular season game remaining. For Myers Park, they dropped to 7-2.
21 straight points for Hough. It was a dogfight. It came down to the big plays that needed to be made in the second half and the physical effort by Hough, winning the matchup late in this game against Myers Park, wearing them down to pick up this big win.
We thank you for tuning in to the WCCB Game of the Week, a Bayhackle Sports production. This week's game has been presented by Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. By North Carolina Public Health. We are NC Public Health. Everywhere, every day, everybody. Visit ncdhhs.gov. By Bodyworks Plus, Collision Repair Center, keeping families safe since 1998. And by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit fredcaldwellchevy.com. For Armand Brody, Brady Pugh, our director and producer, the rest of our Bayhackle Sports and WCCB crew, I'm Darren Vaught. So long from Myers Park. Final score, 28-6. Hough takes it on our WCCB Game of the Week.